Resolution times are important for engineering as well. Productboard engineering team is very customer focused. They really want to feel connection with the customer, and that's what support team is trying to provide them with. We bring them the necessary insights, and we also try to be much more technical in solving those issues. What is exciting about AI, I think, is that it should allow us to deliver the best quality of analysis for engineers, so we don't have to spend much time on triaging our issues.
Welcome to the AI Speedrun podcast from JAM. Today we have Pavel with us from Productboard, leading up the global customer support team there. Pavel, how are you doing today?
Hi Matt, doing great. It's quite late for me here in Prague, but I enjoy this conversation already, so looking forward to your questions.
The nature of customer support, working global hours, and we certainly appreciate you taking the time here today to chat with us. We'll keep the format very simple. What we're looking to understand is just how teams who are out there building and supporting customers think about how they can apply AI to their jobs, to their team, and to ultimately do more to support their customers. So I'll run you through a few questions here, hopefully pretty simple framework, and we'll jump right in. All right, so our first question is a simple sliding scale here. So please rank from like 1 to 5 on how important this is to your team. AI has significantly improved our support team's ability to resolve tickets faster.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a 4, but it's moving to 5 rapidly. Like I would really see much more impact in future as I see AI solutions getting more and more sophisticated. So it'll be all 5 soon, not yet there.
That is incredible though, to be on the top end of that scale means you must be finding some things that you're applying have worked or found success in your team. Is there a particular approach to how you're bringing AI tools into support that has been particularly helpful for you all?
Yeah, first of all, I think it's the classic approach when we review agentic solutions to help us answer customers faster, like almost instantly. And that's the thing we've been using with Fin by Intercom. I think it was quite a successful match with our workflow, and it's not a live chat. So it's just async replies to emails. And some of our customers would enjoy faster SLAs just by the nature of the packages, support packages we have, but others would have to wait a bit more. So it's just a golden thing for us to get the reply to them faster as we're waiting for agents. And of course, agent would follow up if we need to add up something or we need to follow up on something as a question a customer would have. So that is definitely something we've been practicing before the AI revolution started. But now the agentic AI is, extremely useful in many cases. Like we've been trying it in automations, which will help our agents be more productive and solve tickets faster. And also some sorts of copilot solutions we're looking for right now actively, as well as solutions for ticket QA or proactive CSAT scoring. I would say this new trend, which I love personally. So all of that is adding up to solving tickets faster, and also this great level of quality.
Are there any particular metrics you look to decide, like, are we making improvements with the tools that we have?
Yeah, of course. First of all, what matters is the response time, because as fast the ticket is picked up, as best would be customer experience connected to it. And secondly is, of course, the resolution timing. If we talk about the number of interactions within a ticket, if we get help with the AI to resolve it, we can go from 3 or 4 interactions to decrease it like to 2 or even 1 interaction, just based on the copilot help, faster search to get the right answer, and some suggestions. So I would really see great efficiency gains here. So that's the way we started with the team. We are measuring it all across the board for median response times and resolution times. And we are applying some of the solutions to shorten that with AI.
Fascinating. I'm curious if you these metrics are shared or a conversation with your peers in engineering? We find that so often these two teams are linked, especially when we talk about resolving customer issues. So is that a conversation you often have across the aisle with engineering, and how do you guys think about that topic together?
Yeah, exactly. Resolution times are important for engineering as well. And at Productboard, the engineering team is very customer focused. And we recently rebranded them to product engineers to support the notion that they should be focused on product outcomes, not just make features a code for the sake of code, and they really want to feel connection with the customer, and that's what support team is trying to provide them with. So we bring them the necessary insights, and we also try to be much more technical in solving those issues. And what is exciting about AI, I think, is that it should allow us to do more of that. We are also experimenting with some solutions and agents which will help us to get some hints directly from the code, which should make escalation nodes more robust, for instance, or deliver the best quality of analysis for engineers, so we don't have to spend much time on triaging our issues. And engineers, in turn, would also use technology the same sort to get to the core of the issue faster. So it's a great synergy of both departments working together, and I really see great potential in all of the solutions on the market which help with that.
That's so encouraging to hear. We often think about how these two teams can work together so seamlessly, and what outcomes, as you mentioned, that can drive for customers. So that's a great framework for thinking about it. Let's move on to question 2 here. What part of the support workflow would you say AI has been most helpful for so far, though we've covered quite a bit of ground already?
Yeah, I think that triage and escalations, if we talk about this side of interaction engineering and support specifically, are important. It all comes out with better resolutions in the end. So I think deflections is nice, and everyone is focusing on deflections as a number, proudly saying that we're been leveraging AI to full force, but deflections doesn't necessarily mean that you get the best customer experience. And resolutions in the end, that's what matters the most, because you can shorten the time for customers to wait for your solution on production, and by focusing on triage and escalations, you actually help to get resolution faster. So I think it's like both of them, all three of them interconnected here.
We often talk about deflections and how much AI can take off of your team's plates. And obviously there's the focus on resolutions because that's the end goal. But are there particular things that you found in triaging and escalating these issues that has worked particularly well, or changed the way that your team works across the aisle with engineering?
Yeah, with triaging, it is really important to dig to the core of the issue. So that helps to understand if it's, I think the classic question, bug or by design behavior. And even not every engineer would sometimes be quick to answer this question. So I would see the big potential on the market and for our industry is in improving this triaging flow, that if we make sure it's streamlined, easy, and maybe automated more, then definitely it helps to do the right things faster. For instance, the easier issue, which can be a low-hanging fruit, engineer can do a hotfix relatively quickly, while some things would require them to dwell more on the solution, decide with the product manager. So this is very important stage, this sense, and that's why I think it's crucial to invest more and more into better operational improvements there.
Yeah, so often in our conversations we find just getting the right ticket with the right context in front of the right person is a large part of the challenge. And then once you do that, the person has everything they need to move quickly, which is easier said than done. But definitely aligns with what we see and hear from a lot of our users as well. Let's move on to question 3 here. For this one, I want to talk a little bit more in depth about the favorite tools that are being used on your team. Maybe we can skip over Intercom and Fin, as I know a lot of folks are deeply familiar with the product. Are there others that you've found have been really impactful for the team, and give some guidance to our users who may be looking for ways to improve their support teams as well?
Yeah, we've been experimenting with a few, and to be honest, one of my latest conclusions was that in the agentic era, it is so easy now to build your own tool. That is the path I would recommend many support leaders to explore. So you can check on what is the major pain your team faces, and it could be a quick win if you automate something with the help of AI. And here are some of the tools like Zapier or Make or N8N could be useful because they actually help you to build this agentic experience yourself. And that's what I think is crucial for support teams of the future, to have their own department of AI operations, which will be able to not only maintain existing tools which you buy out of the box, but also the ones you will customize yourself. And besides of that, I think just not mentioning all of the chatbot solutions or customer reply solutions, I think the focus could be more on copilots. And we've been also experimenting with a few of those. Been trying Copilots by Zendesk and with Farfat. I think so far Farfat seems much more powerful to us. Besides, we've been on Zendesk as a native platform. And I also would recommend to look for solutions like Glean. We've been trying this out too. It's super useful to work on like some agents which will help you look for information quicker, find replies from your tickets history, and craft your own type of experience for agents. So again, I'm actually the fan of flexibility here. So not to narrow it down to a single tool, but try to be more creative, combining tools or crafting your own.
Right. Yeah. I think flexibility is the opportunity, but it's also the challenge maybe for someone who's new coming into this. Is there a particular use case or two that you found was a good entry point for you to start experimenting with some of these tools that gave you the ultimate flexibility?
Yeah, I think the classic use case, which was true for our team, was coming out from the major pain for leaders. Like for me, we would be looking for more robust analytics and trying to understand what is actually happening with all of the tickets. And it's so hard to get insights because of so many pieces of data. And linking the dots would be helpful. And AI does this great. Like you can really prompt to get a good summary of what's happening, target certain product areas, craft a good voice of customer report, or spot some trends. So I think the analytics could be the easiest first step to take because it usually doesn't require you to build anything complex. And you can just grab a portion of tickets, run them through the LLM or any kind of tool which has the powers and get some insights on what's happening in the tickets with customers. And also the quality assurance could be the next step here. So you can really check for how tickets are handled, are the customers happy, and all of that.
And on that front, my assumption is you can get into at least some early sentiment to see, like, are there particular issues that are causing types of reactions, or using maybe more colorful language or something that would suggest, hey, we need to double click in this area to understand what may be causing this issue. Is that assuming too much, or is that a good entry point there?
No, it's pretty accurate. I think it's a good entry point. And that's something what helps support teams to gain attention of other departments, particularly product and engineering. And that's a common pain for many support leaders, that support team doesn't have the needed impact and visibility. And then product is going for feedback. We would usually talk to key customers. We get insights from sales or success teams, and support is really just a treasury of that feedback, because there's usually so many tickets data and it's left there untouched, because I think an average would be from 10 to 15% of tickets being QA'd at team, and it seems to be a very high number. So the rest would be like just lying there without any insight driven from them.
Yeah, it's such an immediate area where you can do more. So appreciate that you bring that one up. One last question for you today. This gets to kind of the foundation of building your team with all of these tools and ways of working in mind. I'm curious if you've started to see AI change the skills that you hire for, and kind of back to that sliding scale 1 to 5.
Yeah, I think here we're at 3. And again, like to the previous question, it is rapidly moving to 5. And like me personally, I was maybe not questioning myself of something like that a year ago. And now, even though my team is fully complete, I don't have this need, but I know that for future hires, I might need more switch to operations again, and being more on par with critical thinking and ability to analyze, which will also help to be speaking the same language with the AI as well. So that is important to understand how, as an agent, you can leverage these tools for your own good. And it also brings us to that topic of, will AI ultimately replace all human labor, and like our support jobs in danger? I'm really thinking that, of course, if people would stay on the same level of doing an easy, very, very easy tasks and will not progress in this way, their jobs could be in danger. So it's important to ramp yourself up, both more technically and operationally, understanding how the systems work, and have more creative thinking and approach. I would encourage my agents as well to think daily on, okay, so if there's an issue or a problem, can I solve for it with the help of AI or automation? Maybe something I'm doing daily, which I can stop doing and focus on something much more precious or important, bringing much more value to customers, and automate the rest. That's why I think these are all of these new skills. We've never thought about it before, and they are becoming more and more essential for new hires now.
Well, you kind of led me to a bonus question that I always think about, which is, in support, if we move closer and closer to more tickets being deflected and tools allowing us to more easily triage tickets and find the right person, and we give that amount of time back to support, what's the next strategic thing that support teams can take on? What's the opportunity for them to kind of go beyond what they do today in the support of customers?
Yeah, great question. I personally think there's usually 2 directions to follow. One could be actually become a competition for AI, and become much more customer focused. If we talk of support teams, being capable of some white glove customer experience, and provide customers with a better tailored approaches. So basically, maybe merging all of the customer facing roles in one. I would talk of support team becoming more of a CSM style, people being more proactive, finding some solutions for this like aha moments with customers, white glove experiences, etc. That's one path. And the other could be, on the other hand, becoming more on par with AI technology, with automation and operations, basically pulling the strings for what will be happening with customer interactions and transaction and everything else. So becoming more of an analyst or operationist of a sort. I think these are 2 major directions I see. Also encouraging my team to already start digging into these directions themselves, so they can ramp themselves up and become more competitive in a future landscape. We might reach a moment then not just in services or support. A lot of jobs will be automated and replaced by machines or AI. And then people would still be willing to pay for human interaction and will value it a lot. So that really opens up quite a lot of new opportunities to provide with like this tailored premium type of human service. And that could be the other direction for people to develop in.
Yeah, it's fascinating to think about it as you were explaining it. It reminds me of you can either become that orchestrator of the system and support customers at scale, or you can ultimately focus so much more deeply on each and every customer. And both of those career paths seem like fun and exciting challenges that will ultimately benefit customers. So thank you for sharing. There's so many more questions I have for you, Pavel, but we'll leave it there for today. So thank you for joining the Speedrun podcast. We appreciate it.
Thank you too. I enjoyed the conversation.